guest, joined by other dignitaries including ministers Brenning A. Sangma and Sanbor Shulai. The final day featured traditional rituals like the Chachat Soa ceremony, a tribute to sun god Misi Saljong, and a spirited dance competition among 10 contingents. Shira reflected on Meghalaya's cultural journey and praised the visionaries behind the festival's legacy.
Arunagre club yanuna chumbagaba angni khasarama gaba phagbarang aro ya tsasa dram Wangala niyo bak eng parang aro flak ya Wangala ko ni na ri bagapa anti mitra aro michma miapa angni jongdrang nodrang angni peng sekarang. Lalu ng tang mansa ang ano kabay sul ko matang kusyonga.
Deputy Chief Minister Sneha Dhar inaugurated the Centennial celebration of St. Mary's Mazzarelos Girls High Secondary School, honouring its 100-year legacy in education. The event featured cultural performances by students and was attended by Bishop Ferdinand Dakhar, Senrai Jawai President H. Toy and other dignitaries. In his address, Dhar praised the school's historic contribution and announced a 20 lakh rupee government grant to support its continued growth. A commemorative calendar and memorandum were also presented during the celebration.
What's not to the book, it number of the topic. Events don't go to the boy taught me up. The little Takano South with and Cameroon. We have the one time. You should have to video Pinamo. You are our Palaka, Haven't I in the whole answer are to pay the head of financial support. Kilauea Paulak EP, work in campaign, which is no program for a poor cruising ceremony. Your man like to be to them, your man with that for that, your man with the students for the pay your life.
Nongpo MLA Meral Bonsi Aim, along with village leaders, inspected the incomplete housing site under the Integrated Housing and Slum Development Project, or the IHSDP, in Umbada. The project, aimed at providing shelter to poor families, has remained unfinished since its first phase in 2014. The 8-acre site, donated by the village for development, has deteriorated and become a hub for illegal activities due to government inaction. CM pledged to meet urban affairs officials to expedite completion and handover of the houses.
Nagaliang jongador barsenong Umbuda, Kilauea sobhai ke Jakarta, adu snem arhajar shifokadwe, kumba praakar tam, Kilauea sobhai shaka sorkar, urban affairs department, nagamanta banshna ya kini ki ying, nagamanta gilong ying ki beduk, ya kumlei kerpang ya gedor barsenong, kabalaya isya, nalor pi ai ya Jakarta. Allah sabi Kilauea isya mau kadon hapo uput usam jong kenegesnong.
The Seng Khasi Khmer, along with affiliated Seng Khasi Seng ride units, performed the annual Kango Kademble ritual atop of Lubsok Pet Beneng, offering prayers to Uble Nongthao, or the God the Creator, for peace and prosperity. This year's ceremony held special significance as it marked the 125th anniversary of the Seng Khasi's founding. To commemorate the milestone, 40 monoliths were erected and consecrated, symbolizing the enduring spiritual and cultural heritage of the Khasi people. Paya B. Sanrem, Assistant General Secretary, expressed pride in the event and emphasized the community's commitment to preserving nature and promoting sustainable tourism in the Khasi Hills.
Hari ni kesini memendangi orang penyeng ya saupong teli ki mau benar sana di balawan rak nak ki nat Seng Khasi senrat beper. Merkini kita penyeng ki mau sana jadi hakabang ngirakhi penun burom ya kajingnya lenti juga Seng Khasi kalau dapat pura mentala sispa arpsat senem. Pi Seng Khasi kepala Seng hau hakar flight trek u naiwien kat prospa kendak kenai. Keladap pura sispa aplan senyam akan dikasnyam keladap jok senyam arajar apusau bat kum keseng ngi lairai ban berakhir penun burom yang akan dikasnyam baroci senyam bat kawai nagi program kawa ngi penun burom yang akan dikasnyam lenti jong Seng Khasi kadai lembah di penyeng kini mau benasa nam hang ni hakdiar lum sok beneng.
The Umbura village Dorbar successfully conducted its annual village cleaning drive today with enthusiastic participation from residents who brought their own tools to clean various areas. Nongpo MLA and Health and Family Welfare Advisory Board Chairman Mairang inaugurated the event as the chief guest. Joined by Rangbashnong CBCM, Dorbar members, youth and women's groups, CAM also pledged support for constructing a permanent building for the women's organisation and inspected an incomplete housing project under the IHSDP, assuring action to ensure its completion for the benefit of underprivileged families.
Nong Buddha ketika sinong kaba don gajaka kabalong madan kaba itenat kidon gilumru kilum gibarit kimde gilum lebenjerong jaka kaba pangan kaba barok gikwa pania song sunong song tau ni kaba dan hasenda badajan jongka ne ka sorno po kaba i ke jongi bad madagasi habang idon kaba kum ni kapor kaba ngekran ya ka jin khoi ke suba gade kaba kumsan in sedang suana rempe na ying na sem ban le khoi barok gikwa ban le kong ta lagade hasnong ki lenti snong ki kerpong ying ki plau ying ki skul ying dorbar ka ying mani lene kano ke jaka ngidan ikwa bukan long ka bukhoi pur suba.
And now let's take a short commercial break.
$10 लाख की लॉटरी मुझे वाओ
फर्जी ऑफर्स से सावधान।
RBI कहता है
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
कम ब्याज पे लोन।
Welcome back, viewers. A new federation of village leaders, the Sunjuk Rangbashnong Marngar Umsao Nongbri to Umkra, representing 22 villages in Ribhoi district, officially elected its office bearers for the 2025 to 2027 term on Saturday. The confirmation ceremony was led by Bibi Makdo, president of the Sunjuk Ki Rangbashnong Ribhoi district. Key office bearers include Mission Tron as president, Primos Lingdo as vice president, Paintes Sinkli as secretary and PK Tmung as advisor. In his address, Makdo urged the new leaders to be proactive, disciplined and well-versed in government affairs to better serve their communities.
Senjam ka menungkong hi ka bangi kwa ban penbah miat hapo jong ni kadong berkatan jongi na benta gitu ki breu ki besong mit hagelenti nadu na marngar sedu siapa umkra ki ba persyang pan syong mit nadu sipo baje ki persyang ban dikiat ban lek gi nu kamsneu na kalyang jongi ka senjuk badang ngilap ban phany bat bangin pha sakbor jok an bat ro kumjuru na benta ki ba persyang ban dikiat haman lagi dong kisnong kino ki jaka ki bahap hapo gedong ka tanjongi ni persya eki basngau bah sange no si sendan.
Here's news from the northeast. The Eastern Air Command of the Indian Air Force hosted its first ever full-scale air show in Guwahati today, celebrating the IAF's 93rd anniversary. Held at Lachit Ghat over the Brahmaputra River, the event featured over 75 aircraft and helicopters in more than 25 dazzling formations. This year's Air Force Day theme, Infallible, Impervious and Precise, highlights the IAF's commitment to operational excellence and resilience. Assam Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma and Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh attended the landmark celebration. Governor Bhala inaugurated the 5-day Manipur International Trade Expo 2025, also known as Manitex, in Imphal yesterday, marking its return after a 2-year gap. The event opened with stunning drone visuals and a vibrant showcase of regional craftsmanship and enterprise. Additional Chief Secretary Anurag Bajpai addressed the gathering, emphasizing the expo's role in boosting local trade and innovation. Femina Miss India Sikkim 2023 Janvi Sharma also graced the occasion, adding glamour and support to the cultural festivities. On to national news now. Uttarakhand celebrated its 25th State Foundation Day with a grand event at the Forest Research Institute in Dehradun, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated and laid foundation stones for development projects worth over 8,000 crore rupees. These initiatives span critical sectors such as drinking water, irrigation, energy, urban development, technical education, sports and skill development. As part of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the Prime Minister also released over 62 crore rupees in financial aid directly to more than 28,000 farmers. A commemorative postage stamp was unveiled to mark the Silver Jubilee.
साथियों, उत्तराखंड के सभी पहाड़ी जिले फलों के उत्पादन में काफी पोटेंशियल रखते हैं। हमें पहाड़ी जिलों को हॉर्टिकल्चर सेंटर बनाने पर फोकस करना चाहिए। ब्लूबेरी, कीवी, हर्बल और मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स ये भविष्य की खेती है। उत्तराखंड में फूड प्रोसेसिंग, हस्तशिल्प, ऑर्गेनिक प्रोडक्ट्स, इन सब के लिए एमएसएमईज को नए सिरे से सशक्त किए जाने की जरूरत है।
Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan arrived in Karnataka today on his maiden visit since assuming office. He was warmly received in Bengaluru by Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot, Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy and other dignitaries, and was also accorded a ceremonial guard of honor. During his address at the commemoration of the Jain Seer Acharya Shanti Sagar Maharaj in Shravanabelagola, Hassan district, Radhakrishnan praised Jain philosophy's enduring impact on India's spiritual heritage. He highlighted the contributions of Jain monks to Tamil literature and emphasized the values of non-violence, self-restraint and renunciation. Now in international news. President Draupadi Murmu arrived in Angola last night, marking the first ever state visit by an Indian head of state to the country. Her visit coincides with the 40th anniversary of diplomatic ties between India and Angola. Today, President Murmu is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with Angolan President João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço at the Presidential Palace in Luanda. The leaders are expected to sign multiple MOUs on key areas of mutual interest, building on discussions held during the Angolan president's visit to New Delhi in May 2025. A migrant vessel carrying nearly 300 people from Myanmar, including Rohingya and Bangladeshi nationals, sank near the Malaysia-Thailand maritime border. At least one person has died and 10 survivors have been rescued so far, according to Malaysian authorities. The boat was one of 3 that had separated from a larger mothership. 2 other vessels remain missing, raising fears for hundreds still unaccounted for. The incident occurred near Tarutao Island, north of Langkawi, and search operations are ongoing. Erupted spectacularly from Hawaii's Kilauea volcano this week, with fountains shooting up to 1,000 feet into the air, according to the US Geological Survey. The eruption, part of an ongoing series of volcanic episodes, lit up the skies above Hawaii Volcanoes National Park and drew awe from residents and tourists alike. The USGS reports that a high fountaining phase is imminent, with persistent vent glow and lava spattering observed at the summit. Over to sports now. At the closing ceremony of a football tournament organised by the Umshongpet Sports and Welfare Organisation, Kilauea MLA Kerman Shilla revealed that a new football ground sanctioned for East Jaintia Hills remains stalled due to a boundary dispute between Wapung Shnong and Wapung Skuru villages. The site, proposed in the Tubera region at Wapung Shnong, was recommended by Shilla. Shilla emphasized the urgency of starting the work to prevent the scheme from lapsing and urged both village headmen to resolve the issue amicably.
MKV proposal wa pani na sports department hakawa shekler warjri kamu sports minister wadang dep ni dedep achwa yang piwailat de eu ya kwi ka sanction ka madan wa pumpui hapo yang ke East Jaintia Hills naliang yang om jet ya ganu location dag jigi sel mayau de ong yang kamu nomi khmat ni ma de proposal cho de ong jet ya ke location hakaji sel thulang ma ki besian de ongi yo penku cucu yang football untuk ubu itu hagatan area Kilauea dah. Sang tu ini ke Kilauea teman ke sentar ni bentang district yang ini tang ke sport MKM pukul ke keling-keling.
The Mairang Super League Football Tournament 2025, organised by the Pendang Umyong District Sports Association, ended with a thrilling final at Dom Maulum ground. Mission Sports Social and Cultural Club triumphed over Mau Panain United with a 4-1 win, clinching the championship and a 1 lakh rupee cash prize. Power and Water Resources Minister and Mairang MLA Medba Lingdo graced the closing ceremony as chief guest, praising PDSA's efforts in nurturing youth talent. He also announced plans for a modern football stadium at Langste Rim. Mission Club will now represent the district in the upcoming MEGHALAYA State League.
Ba ni don ka benta hang ni banyalum yalang nalor ka jing petkai ya kane ka match mre ka jing thui ka long kumno ban ai ka jing kersan ban ai ka jing penslur ban ai ka jing pensnai ya ki kun samla jong kane ka district barok away. Ban kasama ong ni hapan ay kublay ya ka PDSA kabalala ya kaban luman lang ya ki klop ki baper ki strong ki baper ki ba lara bani simenta ha ka platform jong ka tournament.
Madan Thadmutlong Football Club triumphed in the 13th Chattistar Kharkangor Memorial Trophy First Division Football Tournament organized by the West Jaintia District Sports Association, commonly known as the WJDSA. The thrilling final at Kyangnangba Stadium saw Madan Thadmutlong edge past Dulong FC in extra time after a tense 1-1 draw in regulation. Chief guest Permon Pariat and guest of honour crew Lam Salanki Pariat, along with WJDSA officials, presented trophies and mementos to the teams. The match showcased remarkable skill, endurance and sportsmanship from both sides. And now for the weather. First, let's look at the report in Tura, where the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius and the maximum at 25 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity was 70%. In Shillong, the minimum temperature was 13 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 23 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 62%. Meanwhile, in Jawai, the minimum temperature was 13 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 24 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 53%. The forecast in Tura, Shillong and Jawai say dry weather is expected. And for our viewers who may have missed out, here is a quick recap of today's top stories. 49th 100 Drums Wangala Festival concludes with cultural splendour. St. Mary's Mazzarello School marks 100 years with grand celebration. Seng Khasi celebrates 125 years with sacred ritual at Lumsok Pedbeneng. Eastern Air Command hosts a spectacular air show in Guwahati for IAF's 93rd year. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates key projects as Uttarakhand marks 25 years of statehood. And with that, we come to the end of today's news edition. Thank you for watching. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Have a good evening.